warned you guys, the NBA media, they're going to start talking about the Miami Heat, especially how we start stomping out their favorite teams like the Knicks. I can't wait to stomp out the Spurs on Thursday. Let's listen to what Blake Griffin and Udonis Haslem had to say about the Miami Heat.
Give this Heat team time. If this offense does pick up and they keep infusing this defensive system that they always have, that's a scary team. Like the Heat are that one team every single year where they might start off bad, you just knew they were going to be in the playoff hunt by the end of the season. They were going to turn it on. They were going to find it. It's a credit to Spoelstra, but also just the organization as a whole. You know, they had UD over there just making sure people stayed in shape.
Yeah.
And I don't play no games.
You got to get them together, and you're doing it.
Still doing it, really.
Big emphasis in training camp, and I spent some time in training camp. I was a little sore. It took me about 2 weeks to bounce back. But the biggest emphasis in training camp was playing fast, getting the ball up the court, getting across the other team's free throw line in that 6 to 8 seconds. If you can get the ball across the other team's free throw line in that 6 to 8 seconds, your percentages of scoring goes up. So that was the emphasis. So I'm looking at the first game against Orlando. They scored about 120, 121, and tonight they go about 140. It's been a long time since a Heat organization or a Heat team has averaged about 130 a game. The defense will be there, but they're scoring at a high rate, and that's encouraging.
This new offense is the reason why Bam says himself and the team is enjoying basketball. We're enjoying how we're playing. From my standpoint, remember how we was in the mud all last year trying to figure out how to win, and to have these types of games, we're putting up 140. It's very fun for a lot of us. Right now, the Miami Heat, they're 3-1. They're first in points per game. Offensive rating, they're 5th. Defensive rating, they're 4th. Net rating, they're 2nd. And their pace is 1st, and assist, they're 3rd in the NBA. Once again, I am so proud of this Miami Heat because Bam is right. For years, we couldn't crack 90 points. For years, we're blowing third quarter leads. For years, bro, we were going in the fourth quarter. We couldn't score for 2, 4, 5 minutes straight, and we couldn't score. We couldn't even hit one swish. So the fact that this Miami Heat team is on fire, I know every person in Heat Nation is enjoying this. Let's get into the video.
Like I said, man, we're enjoying how we're playing. To have those type of moments, man, you know, you cherish those because you, from my standpoint, remember how we was in the mud all last year trying to figure out how to win, and you know, to have these type of games where you're putting up 140, you know, it's very fun for a lot of.
This Miami Heat offense has definitely benefited Jaime Jaquez Jr. So Eric Spoelstra on Jaime Jaquez Jr. stepping up with Tyler Hero and Norman being out. I'm even more encouraged by some of the play that he's doing on the decisions. He's putting pressure on the defense. He's collapsing, drawing 2 or 3 defenders. And the difference this year is he's keeping them a little bit more honest. If you don't, he's a handful in a one-on-one coverage. He's right. The fact that he's able to collapse the defense, bring in multiple defenders for the kick out, for an open 3 for Fontecchio, Davion Mitchell, whoever it might be. This is the type of free-flowing offense that Jaime and especially Jovic can flourish in. They are not the best half-court players. For Jaime and Jovic to be successful on this Miami Heat team, the ball has to be in their hands in transition. Going to the cup, getting to the free throw line. That is exactly what they're doing. That's the only way Jaime is going to flourish. Can they shoot threes? Yes. Is Jaime the best three-point shooter? No. He doesn't have to be lethal from three-point range. However, he still has to be able to knock that down, and he showed that last night versus the Hornets. I'm just proud that he put in all that work. Whichever therapist that he spoke to, especially with all the mental stuff, that is why confidence is so huge in basketball. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have confidence in your game, if you don't have confidence in your abilities on the court, you are going to struggle.
The game, obviously you're down another go-to scorer, Tyler obviously out too. Like, what does it say about Jaime, to go back to him, that he's just willing to kind of step up in terms of volume and shot taking?
Yeah, and you know, other than a couple times, I just really felt like it was so much of what he was doing was in the flow of how we're trying to play, you know, and certainly it highlights a lot of his downhill ability. But I'm more encouraged by some of the playmaking, you know, that he's doing on the decisions, a little bit more poise in the pocket, so to say, because he's putting pressure on the defense. He's collapsing. He's getting another defender there, oftentimes, sometimes even a third defender. And the difference this year is keeping them a little bit more honest. And then if you don't, he's a handful just in one.
Now, don't get me wrong. The starters have been solid, but the second unit, we have to give them praise. Fontecchio, Drew Smith, Jaime, Nico, and the fact that Larson was able to come in last night and start 17 points, 5 rebounds. The thing that I like about Larson is he's always giving 110%. Also, too, his three-point shooting has improved. If you looked at him in college compared to last year, man, his shooting was terrible. But especially when he was playing in the Euro tournament, I think it honestly helped him. Him playing for Sweden, he was phenomenal. If you guys watched the tournament, the ball was in his hands. He was aggressive, and he brought that exact same thing last night. The development on these guys is ridiculous. He's taking charges. He's playing insane defense. I love how they're finding these guys that are fully committed to playing defense. But let's get into what Larson had to say, because he's really bringing that energy for the second unit, and the second unit has been phenomenal.
Obviously, first few games you haven't played as much, but you get the start tonight. Kind of was the approach tonight with the extra minutes and just trying to fill in and do what you can for Norm while he's out?
Yeah, I mean, just come with that energy that the second unit has been playing with the whole time, and just give that to the starting lineup was my mindset going into it. So just play hard.
You know, kind of hearing, again, the talk of this offseason in the training camp was obviously that fast pace and on display again tonight. How satisfied are you to see the team playing like this, even though it's only a 4-game sample size?
I mean, it's really fun. We just got to keep doing it and don't get bored doing it, you know. Know why we're playing good and keep focusing on that. So.
Let me know what you guys think about this team in the comments. We also have to temper our expectations. I know it's only 4 games on the books right now, and we have to see what does this team look like maybe 20 games in, 30 games in. What does the rest of the NBA look like? But this Miami Heat team is no joke, and they're on fire.